Hi everyone, my name is Erica Boucher and I am the owner of Memory Box Candle Co. In today's video, I am teaming up with OnlineLabels.com Startup Academy to give you guys some helpful tips on how to start a candle business from home. Now, starting a business can be really daunting, but if you have a plan in place, it can make it just a little bit easier. In this video, I will share 10 important steps that you will need to take in order to start your business. These steps don't necessarily have to take place in the order that I list them in. It's just more or less to give you a guideline on how to get started. I also want to preface that I won't be discussing any legal matters such as business licensing or business insurance, and I highly recommend that you reach out to a legal professional in your area. Step number 1. You have to determine if you even like to make candles. I know this is kind of a silly question, but you have to ask yourself if candle making is something that you are passionate about. Because this business will revolve around making many candles, you have to make sure that you actually like the process of making candles. If you've never made candles before, but you've always loved purchasing candles, you've just never tried it yourself, I highly recommend to go onto some popular candle making websites such as candlescience.com or theflamingcandle.com and purchase a starter kit so you can get started with the process of understanding how candles are made. Making candles can be a wonderful creative process, but there is a lot of math and science involved in it. So once you get started with finding out if you actually like to make candles, then you can move on to the next step of actually creating a business. Step number 2, you have to decide what kind of candles you want to make. One of the most important decisions that you can make for your business is choosing the type of wax that you want to use for your candles. So some of the most popular ones are soy, paraffin, and coconut wax. You can also look and see if there are suppliers that will offer blends of these waxes as well. So for instance, there's a lot of parasoy waxes, which is a blend of paraffin and soy wax. You will also need to choose the type of containers that you want to use with your candles. Many different suppliers offer a wide range of different jars that you can choose from. So I would recommend to go on again to some candle making websites and just look around and see what kind of jars catch your eye. Step number 3. You have to pick a name for your business. So this will be your brand name. This is going to be a very important step because you want to make something that's going to be unique and memorable and something that is going to represent your brand as a whole. You also want to make sure that this name is not already taken. So this can be a big mistake in the beginning when it comes to picking a company name. You want to do a quick social media search and make sure that it's not already taken. One of the most disappointing things could be creating everything about your company, building up everything, and then realizing that the name is already taken. So make sure you do a quick social media search and find out if the name is available. Step number 4, you have to find out what platform you want to sell your candles at. So you could either do an online platform somewhere such as Etsy and make your own shop, or you can also do your own website. Or if you want to sell in person, you can sell at local craft fairs or farmers markets. There's also the option of wholesaling to retail stores as well. And you don't have to just stick with one. You can sell anywhere that you want to. Step number 5, labels. Now, this was my most favorite part of the candle making process so far. I love being able to design and create my own labels from home. I have been using online labels since pretty much the beginning of starting my candle business. It makes it really easy because I'm able to order all of my blank labels online and be able to design it through their Maestro label design software and print it out right at home. I've gotten a few different sizes from online labels. My favorite size is the 2.2 inch by 2.83 inch labels, and these fit perfectly on all of my candle products. So luckily I'm able to fit them on both sizes of my jars. So this is my large jar right here, but this is what it looks like, and the same size is able to fit perfectly with my wax tarts as well. I really love the design software, and I have been telling everybody in my candle community to use Online Labels design software because it is so much better than some alternatives out there. And one of my favorite aspects, hands down, to the software is that you are able to upload fonts onto the design program. This is a really important part in the candle making label process. You don't want to be using the same fonts that everybody else is. You want to look and find fonts that are going to represent your brand. Those are really what is going to make you stand out. With this design software, I've been able to customize everything, and I absolutely love it because I'm a little bit of a perfectionist perfectionist when it comes to my products, so I wanna make everything look as cohesive as possible. I purchased these 2-inch round stickers from Online Labels, and I was actually able to go on and design a warning label that would go on the bottom of my candles to really customize it to my brand and add my social media to it. So I highly recommend that you go onto Online Labels and purchase their labels so that you can get the activation code in order to start designing on the Maestro Label Designer, because it is hands down the best software that I've used so far. Step number 6, business cards. Yes, in 2020, I would still highly recommend to have business cards on you for your company. You would be surprised that when you're out and about and the conversation of your business comes up, so many people want to know if you have a business card. And instead of trying to fumble around and write down your social media or your phone number on a sticky note, you can just have everything on a business card and it looks a lot more professional. Again, I use Maestro Label Designer to design my business cards. I was able to design the front and the back, and I was able to export that image and then upload it onto Vistaprint and then have all 100 of my business cards sent right to me. I really didn't want to choose one of the pre-made templates on Vistaprint because it wouldn't be cohesive with my brand. So being able to use Maestro Label Designer for more than just labels and actually be able to design my own business card was a huge plus. Step number 7, pricing. This is really important. You have to know how much it costs to make one of your candles so that you will know how to price your candles. You have to know how much the wholesale price is going to be and then how much the retail price is going to be. A good guideline to go by with that equation would be to take your cost, multiply that by 2, that'll be your wholesale price, and then multiply that by 2 and that will be your retail price. Now, you don't have to use that exact equation, but it does give you an idea of how much you should be charging for your candles. I have seen way too many candle makers undercharging their candles when they could be selling them for a lot more. What I recommend is to go on Etsy and try to find candles that look similar to the ones that you're making. You can see how much they're selling their candles for, and that'll give you a little bit more of an idea of what you should be selling yours for. Another thing to keep in mind though is that brand is everything. If somebody has built up their brand and their perceived value to be a lot more than a regular candle, they can charge a lot more than somebody else, which is why some companies are able to charge $75 for an 8-ounce candle. Step number 8, photography. You have to make sure that your product photography looks professional. This was something that was really hard for me in the beginning and I had no idea what I was doing. So what I did was I went to my local craft store and I just looked around to see of any props or anything that I could use in my photos to make them look a little bit more professional and a little bit more styled. I'm not even using a fancy photography camera or DSLR camera to take my photos. I'm just using my iPhone 8 Plus alongside some photography lights, and then I always make sure to edit my photos when I'm done. So whether you're taking the photos or you hire somebody else to take the photos, make sure that your photos look as professional as possible. Step number 9, marketing. This is where you are going to be telling anybody and everybody about your candle brand. I highly recommend that you use online social media such as Instagram and Facebook to showcase your products. You can upload your photography, talk about your background, tell them about your brand, and make them feel a lot more connected to you as a person and you as a brand, so that people would be more likely to go to your online store and purchase your items. If you're going to be doing a local event such as a craft fair or a farmer's market and you're going to be a vendor there, you can use social media to advertise the event and let people know that you are going to be there so that they can come and check out your candles. Marketing is going to be a huge part of your business, so I highly recommend that you take the time to learn all the different things that you can do to try to get as much exposure to your candles as possible. Step number 10, patience. You have to implement patience during this process. You have to give yourself enough time to understand and put all these pieces together that are really complicated and really overwhelming. It can be extremely exciting and really rewarding, but you have to give yourself time to understand the process. Whether you're looking to just have some side income coming in, or if you're looking to turn your passion into more of a full-time business, please be patient with yourself as you navigate this complicated process. Thank you all so much for watching today's video. If you're interested in learning more about how to create a candle business from home, you can follow me on both YouTube and Instagram at Memorybox Candle Co. And don't forget to follow onlinelabels.com for more Startup Academy.